Welcome to Courtside Crypto. I'm Adil Shams, co-founder of CoolKicks. I'm my co-host, Tristan Thompson, NBA champion, and also Ryan Fang, who's the co-founder of Anchor and founder of Tomo. So before we get into this episode, how did this whole podcast come together?
Well, first of all, listen, thank you for coming on the show. I mean, listen, you're a legend. Listen, in LA, this is the man. Listen, every time I'm on your Instagram, your social page, you're either in Vegas opening up stores, you're at the Grove, you got your shop back in VA. Listen, you're part of the culture and the community, and I think we're excited to have you on. At the end of the day, what you've done, and it's something that's a one of one, and I think it ties into what we're trying to do with our show, be a one-on-one as well. So. Thank
honestly,
you.
it's like there's so much overlap with sneaker culture, fashion, sports, crypto, because a lot of sneaker resellers are also taking risk in these coins and stuff like that. It's a gamble.
Yeah.
So our community loves this community because it's a way to make money and express yourselves at the same time.
Yeah, no, totally. And I think it's great. I mean, me and Ryan are excited, and let's get it going.
Let's get it. So Tristan, I know we've been talking about doing this for some time now. How does both of you guys connect about this?
I mean, funny thing, so our friend Baruch, so I hit my friend Baruch, I hit him, and my friend Baruch, he's overseas right now. He's overseas enjoying Europe, and he's always sending me pictures, whether in San Tropez or Ibiza. So I was like, hey, I've been studying and following the crypto space and the meme coin space, but obviously I saw a lot of the rugging shit going on, right? And for me, I was like, okay, I want to do a meme coin, but instead of just taking it, I want to get back to community and do community outreach, because for me, something that's dear to my heart is my brother. He has epilepsy, and I think that's something that I think we all go through tough times in life, and we have either family members or close relatives that are going through something. And for me, it was like, how can I be in a space that is doing very well and generating a lot of traction and generating money, but also be able to take that money and not just running off with it, giving it back, paying it forward back to my community, which is epilepsy, the Epilepsy Foundations, and just my community in general. How can I help my community with this space? And I think, so then I got connected with Ryan. We went to Nobu for dinner, and I said to him, I want to start a meme coin. But I said, listen, I'm not starting a meme coin like all these other guys where I'm just trying to get it up crazy market cap and then just run off to the sunset. There's actually a purpose behind it. I want to do charity work and actually give back. And then Ryan looked at me and he's like, okay, that sounds good. But he said, for you being an athlete and why not be different than everyone else, all the celebrities that did a meme coin, everyone that's done it, or majority of celebrities that have done it, have basically just rugged the charts, built it up, took all the money, and threw the piece, the deuce sign. So he said, let's think big picture. Let's think how we can do this where you're giving back to the community, but you're also bringing two communities together. And I said, that's a great idea. I think that's something that's never been done before. And when we sat back and we pulled it up and did research, he said, why can't you be, try to be like an Ansem, but from the pop culture world. And shout out Ansem. What he's doing is great for the community, and he's helped a lot of people. But why not do that from an athletic pop culture space where you be that person to pay it forward to your community in a bigger way, So.
Yeah, I was just, that was the first time I met Tristan, and I was like, maybe you're not that ready to make a meme coin, when it's not necessarily your expertise now, right? And I think that a lot of the problem with some of the meme coins is that there's no responsibility, after the thing was launched, right? Although I think there are great ones, I'm a personal believer of the mother coin,
You love that mother coin, man. Every time I'm with him, he talks about this mother coin. I'm like,
I think it's great.
I like the Andrew Tate coin, the daddy coin. It throws me off saying, call another man daddy. But
Should I use my savings account and invest in those?
Listen, you go to Vegas to take a chance, you might as well, right?
No. Banker or player. Amazing. And Ryan and Tristan, how did you guys both connect and meet?
We've got a mutual friend and introduced us, and I think that immediately after I met Tristan, I felt it's very different because I've met other, celebrity or influencer. A lot of time, their interest in the technology is kind of quite surface level, right? Not actually interested in what exactly the technology is, what's the real significance of it, right? So I guess we really hit it off, there and start to speak the same language, I guess.
Ryan is actually probably and this is a great story. Ryan was probably the only person in the Bay Area in 2016 that actually had the Cavs coming back and winning, being down 3-1.
Oh, wow.
You got like when he told me that story, he's like, like I followed you and I watched and I said, oh, let me guess, you're a Golden State fan because of course before whenever you're being introduced to someone, a good friend of ours, Baruch, that introduced us. You look up who you're going to talk to, and I saw that he's a Cal Berkeley grad, so I was like, okay, this is definitely a Golden State fan and definitely a guy that's gonna be loving Steph Curry and Draymond.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, like I was Team Cavs, and I said, wow, really? And funny story, he was saying that, and I'll tell your story if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Is that he bet his fraternity that like the Cavs will come back from 3-1. They probably all thought he was probably drinking too much liquor, or probably need to lay off whatever he was doing. But this is the guy that had the vision. So that was it. It was not too often you meet people from the Bay Area that was actually cheering for the Cavs, but we hit it off, and I think what's helped our relationship grow in the past few months is that we both understand the big picture. We understand that the way that the world's going, and for me even personally, I think it was around 2020, 2021, near the back end of the whole COVID pandemic was if anyone looked at the portfolio, and I'll talk for myself, like, a lot of money was lost, and I remember calling my financial guy at Morgan Stanley, who I'm not with no more, but he did what he was probably told to do by his higher ups. But, I'm calling and I'm seeing, a lot of zeros disappearing in my portfolio. And like anyone, you're pissed off. You're asking like, what the fuck is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And, their most common response is, hey, it's happening to everybody. It's happening to everybody. And, at first you sit there and you digest it and you're like, okay. And then you read the articles and every big company is taking a hit. And I remember it was actually my chef. My chef, he was a big, invest in his own money, and what he's a big like Apple, Tesla guy, and doing his day trading. And he was telling me about certain coins. And I remember I brought that same information to my later on new financial advisor that has connections with some higher up financial institutions like, the BlackRock and Vanguards. And I mentioned crypto to them. And, the first thing they say is that, we don't deal with that. We're unfamiliar with it. It's too volatile. It's a lot of up and down where you can have a good month, and then after that you're at zero and you lost everything. And when they said that to me, it was very interesting because, that wasn't the response you guys gave when I lost,
so much money,
a lot of money, in the millions in this portfolio during the pandemic. You guys said it happens to everybody, but it's going to come back around. But when we talk about crypto, it's once it's gone, it never comes back. So, for me, I already hit a red flag. And for me, me growing up in Toronto and growing up in the city, we run into a lot of people that we call our finaglers and hustlers. So it sounded very like a hustler's mentality where it's like, these guys over here, they do bad business, but we do good business. And it wasn't until probably 2022, 2023, when I was on social media and saw that a lot of these big financial institutions like BlackRock and Vanguard were buying up the Bitcoins.
Yeah.
So I said, oh, okay. So it wasn't a good idea when I came into this office and brought the idea, but it's okay when you guys are in control now to buy and purchase. But when I do it on my terms, it's a bad idea, which makes you think, A, because they're not getting a commission fee, because at the end of the day, no one works for free.
Yeah.
And B, it's like, okay, well, you guys just want to be in control. And for me, at the end of the day, we all worked hard for the life that we live, and we all deserve everything that comes to us. So why not be more in control? And I think that's where, for me, it kind of was like a burning sensation inside that it's like, we gotta change the script. And I'm not saying for everyone that, this is what you should do with your entire portfolio, but I'm saying take back more control. Like for me, I'm the one that picked what college I went to. I'm the one that picked my agent. Ryan, you picked, which college you wanted to go to, a deal with you starting your business and in the sneakers and in consignment. Like we all took control of the profession we're in, but why, when it comes to our finance, we let a guy that's 60 that doesn't know nothing about us or probably can't even name the first dog we've ever bought as our cat, anything.
Control our money, yeah.
Yeah. So for me, it was kind of like it's a point in time where it's like it's time to, rewrite history.
Yeah.
And I think that's
time is now.
Yeah, the time is now. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Before we dive into more of a crypto world, to our viewers out there, Ryan, they might not know your background. Like, what is your history with crypto, and just a little summary of your background?
Yeah, so I started my company ANKR back in college with my college roommate called ANKR, and that was 2018, last semester in college, myself and my roommate in the college dorm, so a college dorm startup style. Today, ANKR is one of the leading top 3 at least blockchain developer tool platform. You know, every day tens of thousands of blockchain companies use our API development tool, you know, to interact with the blockchain. Now, towards the end of last year, you know, I really felt that since I've built a lot of things, you know, in the infrastructure side and developer tool side in the blockchain space, I think now the technology is almost mature enough to provide more services and solve more problems for everyday consumer. Right? And that's where I started Tomo, T-O-M-O. So T-O-M-O, by the way, means friends in Japanese. You know, I mean, it's a bit of a tribute to the creator of Bitcoin. Satoshi is a Japanese name. Also, I have my personal theory of who Satoshi really is. You know, I've shared with Tristan before, but you know, it's a little bit of a you know, tribute, you know, to Satoshi, so that, you know, use a Japanese name, and it's like Tamagotchi. You know, I think that the vision of Tomo is really allowing people to socialize with each other, to send crypto to each other. Is the ultimate social wallet, multi-chain social wallet, where you control your own asset, self-custody. One thing that Tristan, you know, mentioned earlier, and I felt very strongly when I first met Tristan, is what I call the owner's mentality, right? I think that over the years, you know, I have worked with, you know, other influencer, athlete, or, you know, celebrity. Oftentimes, you know, people have a contractor's mentality where, you know, I'm getting paid X amount of money, so I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Right. But what's different, you know, about Tristan, you know, immediately the first day we met, I felt that this is a person that genuinely interested, you know, in the technology, in the long-term future, you know, of the industry, right? Not necessarily want to just be a paid contractor, but rather want to build something, you know, in this industry that's, you know, also his legacy, right? And I think that's something quite different and quite sort of distinguished, you know, compared to all the many other, you know, I've met, and that's why, you know, we're all here today.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Tristan, what's your relationship with Tomo?
Yeah, you know, with Tomo, it's a partnership, and I think which Ryan brought to me, and you know, I'm very fortunate and grateful to be a part of the Tomo team. I think what they're doing is something special, but I think what makes Tomo, which really, you know, made me fall in love with the app and with the idea, is that, listen, you know, we all have a trust wallet or a phantom wallet, but you know, I think with Tomo, it's take your wallet, but also add a social component. It's equivalent to, you know, having your Chase account and your Instagram. You know, it's like combining those two into one, and I think that's something that we haven't seen. And listen, you know, the Trust Wallet or Chase, they do what it's supposed to do, and they do a great job. But I think this is just something of the future, and it's something that I was like, wow, like I've never heard of this. If you tell the average person that, you know, you can you know, manage your wallet, but then also see what someone's doing in this space across the world, you'd be like, bullshit. But with Tomo, that's not the case. It's a reality, and it's cool. And I think at the end of the day, I'm all about community and building a community. And I think Tomo's DNA is that, and I think that's what the vision and goal is. And for me, that's my DNA since day one. So it was a no-brainer when Ryan came to me and brought the opportunity. So no, it's great.
That's incredible. Ryan, what do you think makes Tomo different than other platforms? Yeah,
so I really think there's two differences. You know, first, you know, being a decentralized multi-chain social wallet, it is certainly different from a centralized crypto account, right? Where you have your control of your own crypto assets, right? Now that's also doable with a lot of great wallet, in the space, such as Phantom, such as MetaMask, such as Trust Wallet. I personally use all of them, and I think they're all great, right? But I personally think maybe there's something missing, which is the social layer, where I think it's incredibly important to kind of like mobilize everyone to kind of influence more people around them, to influence people all around the world, to use and adopt this new technology, right? I think if before you think about all the wallets in the world are more like sort of isolated islands, right? You've got your wallet, I've got my wallet, Tristan's got his wallet, right? We're not necessarily directly connecting and, connecting with each other, right? Or socializing with each other. Now with Tomo, I can immediately just send Tristan, 5 Solana, 1 Solana, 2 Solana, send Tristan BNB, send Tristan Ethereum, send Tristan, Bitcoin, all in a very consumer-friendly way. Now, further, if you have a WIF token, I have a WIF token, all the people who have WIF token, now you can enter in a group chat where it's people who all have a WIF token, for example. Right? So I think technology can only become widely adopted when the user themselves are spreading it, to their friends, their network, or even people, on the other side of the world.
So question for both of you guys, what is your long-term goal for Tomo?
For me, listen, for me being a professional athlete, and me being a father and someone that's done, work in the community, I've always been able to show that through social media platforms, showing all that walk of life. But I think with Tomo, it gives me a chance and opportunity to show, my financial side, my background of what I've been through, where I can open up and be vulnerable in this space. Because also, me being a professional athlete and me being in these locker rooms, this is an area that's very, most men in the locker room don't like talking about it. Mm-hmm. And they either are uncomfortable about it because A, they don't know if they're saying the right thing. B, they're not sure if their finances is in the right set up correctly. Mm-hmm. But for me, I think this is a good platform where I can kind of dive and open up about my finance and business side and what I have in my wallet and financial advice, where maybe if a guy doesn't want to ask me in the locker room or on the street about a question, he can get on Tomo and get on the app and he can get these answers where he's not sure about, where, and that's something that is always the most uncomfortable conversation in the NBA locker room is about finance. Yeah. It's the one area where everyone gets quiet and mute because nobody wants to say anything wrong, where a guy will think like, man, his finance is fucked up, 100%. And unfortunately, you see the documentaries, you see the stats and statistic and numbers. So it's I feel like it's my duty to kind of pay it forward. And I think Tomo is a great platform to do that in this financial space.
That's amazing. Ryan?
Yeah, so the reason I started Tomo is really, I think, blockchain and digital asset, is a inevitable future, of human societies, right? I think that there should be a tool that allows individual, each other, to send, receive, share, and form asset ownership-based, groups as well as, communities, right? And also making new friends, right? I was chatting with, Tristan about this sort of experiment, right? When we first met, I showed him Tomo, and I sent, $10 worth of, Ethereum, to someone literally on the other side of the earth, right? And that person also, replied to me, and we now are all in the same meme coin group. Wow. I think that's something, because the way I think about, all the social media, I think social media, a huge and great innovation of human society. It really made the entire world, much closer, right? Imagine hundreds of years ago, it's incredibly difficult for one person on one side of the earth, to communicate to the other side of the earth. However, right now in the Web2 world or in the traditional social media world, the only thing you can send to someone, on the other side of the world, is just a message, right? Now, with the adoption as well as the progress of AI, as well as all kinds of different technology, you could really instantly send 10,000, 100,000 fake as well as automated message, to so many people. There's so much spam, right? I'm sure everyone look at their email right now. There's just simply so much spam, right, in their inbox now. But I think it's different when you are sending digital asset to each other, sending NFT to each other, right? I think that's something of limited amount of a limited value, right? I think that's something hasn't really been done before, and I really believe it is the right tool that the next generation or next phase of crypto adoption needed.
No, that's amazing. You just recently briefly mentioned meme coins. You notice a lot of celebrities are getting into it. How do you feel about all that?
So I think
it's a great question.
Look, I think celebrity meme coins are great. I personally also bought I bought some Mother coin. I think it's great. I'm a big fan of Iggy. For a long time actually. I think it really depends how involved and how committed, is a celebrity, to a token, to a digital asset, right? I mentioned earlier, what's different, from Tristan and some of the other folks, I've chat with, is that he has a sort of owner's, mentality, right? Now, in the end, what a meme coin is, the way I think about what the meme coin is, really, it is a cultural symbol or cultural trend that has a value, attached, to it, right? Now, if a celebrity, is continuously wanting to put a lot of value or give a lot of value or give the community a lot of the, help, benefit, or rallying, of that community, I think that could be, that could be a great thing, right? Like, in a way, we all kind of like speculate, maybe Elon Musk has got some Dogecoin, or he's been talking about it, in a funny and joking way, right? That really drives, that kind of like meme coins, adoption, right? So I think when a celebrity creates a celebrity, meme coin, I think it's very important that that person have a very long-term, commitment, to a movement, right? Because I think meme coins, are movements, right? But what's maybe unfortunate is that there are a lot of incidents, maybe more than we would like, that are basically a bit of a money grab,
Yeah, it's a rug pull for someone like me that's not really heavy in crypto. The current perception of meme coins is like a cash grab, especially when you attach a celebrity name to it.
Yeah.
So the question to you, Tristan, like, why haven't you ever done a meme coin?
Listen, I think someone that's doing it the right way that I've followed and kind of I said he's doing it the right way. I think it was Jason Derulo. I think his meme coin. I think he's really embodied into the space. He's really involved, and I don't. And for him, it's not a cash grab. I think for him is, like you said, he's trying to do something long term and build a long term community. And then for me, why I didn't do a meme coin? I said, I like to think big picture. I think there's nothing wrong doing meme coins and nothing like that. But I think for me, I'd rather find other ways that I can help people in this space. And I think there's other avenues in the space where you can do that, whether it's myself putting money into other meme coins or myself saying, hey, I like what this group is doing. Let's give it a shot. At the end of the day, it is a form of a gamble, right? Because you hope the person that's behind it is doing the right thing and is in it for the right reason. So for me, I just felt like at this point and moment is more where I'm trying to find more ways of giving back to the community than taking. And I think that's just part of me being an athlete. I think where we come from as athletes, we're always doing community outreach events, whether we're at the hospital during Christmas handing out toys, or we're doing myself doing a turkey drive in Cleveland I've done every year, or doing back to school drives. For me, it's always about giving back. And I think, especially with me entering the space, I didn't want to be like the rest and just come out and say, hey, here's a meme coin and let's do it. And I was just trying to find other ways. So for me, I feel like this was the right platform to start it off. And from there, just keep building.
That's amazing. I want to also now talk about the current state of crypto. Obviously, everyone knows about Bitcoin. What are your guys' predictions for?
What a weekend! What a weekend, right? What a fucking weekend, right? Like, geez. I mean, listen, man. At the end of the day, Donald Trump went to Nashville and he spoke and listen. At the end of the day, the fact that an ex-president and a presidential candidate went to a Bitcoin conference and spoke, that just tells you right away what's coming, what the vision is, and what he sees America and the world turning towards. And I think, the fact that he was able to come up there and tell people, like, I always believe, and I talked to Ryan about this, that, crypto and Bitcoin, it's the currency of freedom. It's the currency of freedom of choice, freedom of doing what you want to do. And I think that's kind of what the American Constitution is. Me being Canadian, but I had to do the test to get my dual citizenship. So I'm pretty sure that was on the exam when I had to study. So it's exciting. It's exciting where it's going. It's, Gary Gensler, your days are numbered, buddy.
Actually, first time I met Tristan asked me what do I think of what's in my perspective, is Bitcoin, right? I think Bitcoin is the meme of freedom. It's the meme. So in a sense, Bitcoin is the biggest meme coin, but it is a very important meme. That is the meme of freedom, right? It's the meme of private ownership. It is the meme of people take control of their own private, asset, right? For thousands of years, human being, we are essentially believing in a either a government entity or a agency, essentially, right, to carry our money, right, to transact, to facilitate the transferring of our money, right. But with Bitcoin, it's like about in math we trust, right. There is only 21 million Bitcoin, that is there, right, and as long as you have your own private key, seed phrase, you own that asset, right? Now, I think all technologies fundamentally are a form of empowering individual, right? 5,000 years ago, it probably takes, maybe I'm wrong here, it takes like 100,000 people to build, the pyramid, right? Realistically, right now, I say 100 people, I think, can make the similar kind of like structure and, the same pyramid, let's say, right? That is, a big step, of the technology. That is the technology that's enabling one person or, several people to be able to do more things, right? Now, if in the past, we have to rely on the less advanced technology where you need a huge, middleman, to facilitate a lot of your, finances, a lot of your private asset, right? Right now, with the blockchain technology, with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, with Solana, with BNB, right? With these leading digital assets, you are in control of your own financial future, and you actually, own them. Now, I think this is a inevitable path, of human development.
That's amazing. What? I still never got the prediction. What is the prediction for the end of the year? You guys didn't throw me a number out there.
All right, let me throw some numbers out there. Let's go okay. We're going to go Bitcoin.
Over under 120.
Be some lot of high people if it's over, I'll tell you that. You know what? I like to play craps, play dice. I'm going to go over. Over 120.
I think... let's use a funny number, 169.
169.
169,000.
What a number! What a number! What a number!
Overall, do you think where do you think the market's headed? Do you think these political elections that are coming in November, do you think that'll have a positive impact on the whole crypto space?
Yeah, I think now also, like, Tristan, I'm also not a person that would vote in the US, but I think that over the last, several months, primarily, on one side, of the candidates, also on the other side of the candidates, I think both political parties are taking note that crypto or blockchain is the inevitable future of the society, right? And I think that this cycle is becoming more and more evident and more obvious that this is inevitable, right? It's like if you turn the clock back, 10, 15 years or 20 years, right? You turn the clock back, 20 years or 25 years, anyone say, or any institution or any political party says that internet is not the future, they are doomed to fail, right? I think any political party or group that don't think blockchain or digital asset is the future, they're doomed to be wrong, And I think that with the election, coming up, it will be more and more awareness, of the digital asset. The way I think about digital asset is that it's all about awareness, of this technology globally, right? With the PCs, there's so many people have PCs, smartphone, there's even more smartphone than PCs, I believe, right? Technology, gets, adopted, globally. And the United States, historically has always been on the front and center of innovation, right? I think over the last couple of years, due to several reasons or market, perception or some sensationalism of certain media, right? I think that the space has been sort of accused, wrongfully, in my opinion, right? The technology has never done anything wrong, right? The technology is in fact the inevitable tool that we will all be aware of, we will all use, in the foreseeable future.
Amazing. You briefly mentioned Solana, BNB, ETH earlier. What are some other layer one coins that you like?
I'm a very big fan of, Ethereum and Solana and BNB. Right? Now, outside of these, I think Near is very interesting. Right? I think, obviously, Ilya was one of the original, transformer that, the paper, one of the co-authors, of that. I think he's got a very great vision with the combination of blockchain and AI. I really think that blockchain and AI are really two sides of the one coin, right? If blockchain is about limited supply, limited supply derived value, right? AI really is about sort of infinite reproduction, right? So I think for a person like Ilya, who has a very deep understanding of both sides of the world, right? For that reason, I am bullish on Near. Let's say as a not financial advice, as another layer on. It's been doing very well this year. I've always been a big believer or fan of it. Since a while back.
That's amazing. Solana and BNB, pretty similar market caps. What are your thoughts on BNB?
I think that listen, everyone is talking about Solana, and everyone it's getting a lot of the hype. It's kind of it's like Vegas. It's very gambler's mentality. It's and don't get me wrong, it's doing a good job. It's almost like I look at BNB as the older brother that's a little that's very more obviously because BNB is backed by Binance, so it has a lot of users. It's safe and it's consistent. But I look at Solana like it's got a special community, but it's almost like your brother. If you send him to Vegas with 10 grand, he might come back up 40 grand, or he might come back with a Sizzler coupon for free dinner. And that's how I look at it. But I think think about it. Everyone's talking about Solana. Everyone's mentioned Solana. But if you look at their market caps, you know, BNB and Solana, it's neck and neck, which makes you wonder, like, okay, well, this one's getting a lot of, it's more popular, it's talked about more, but then BNB, it's not getting the same recognition or publicized, but it's neck and neck in market cap, which shows that, hey, like, even though it's just like popular and it's a cool kid on the block, you still got like your go-to and your rock solid backbone. You know what you're gonna get, the backing behind it. And by the way, BNB and Binance, you know, it's, you know, CZ, you know, free my man CZ. You know, he's Canadian, McGill grad, so I'm definitely, you know, I'm always gonna rep BNB just because I'm a proud Canadian and what he's able to do and accomplish. And, you know, we're waiting for you to come home, brother. So we're waiting here, waiting for to get you on this couch. But I think that's where it's at. And I think it's like new kid on the block versus like the steady, you're gonna get the RBIs, you're gonna get the Hall of Fame, and you know what you're getting each and every night. So it's fun. I mean, my bad for cutting you off, but that's how I look at it.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it is that I feel Solana have driven huge innovation, you know, this year. I think it's done a phenomenal job, you know, for the blockchain, you know, adoption, right? I think historically, you know, Binance and the BNB chain has also drive a lot of innovation, a lot of you know, adoption for blockchain and you know, crypto. Right? I'm personally a huge fan, you know, of BNB as well as Binance as well as CZ. You know, I mean, I almost think you know, it's a bit of the industry role model, right? I think that he has done so much, you know, for the you know, industry. But I think right now, if you look from like a contrarian view, right? I think you have, you know, on the one hand side, you know, a token that definitely has been, you know, definitely is already up a lot, right? That's already have like a huge, you know, community, right? And I think that, you know, if the, you know, BNB chain, you know, could, you know, have a wider reach, you know, could build, you know, more community and more popularity, you know, in America, you know, in Europe, right? I think that you know, it has a huge room to grow. I mean, I think it's almost like the giant that is you know, sleeping a little bit right now. But I think that the technology would ultimately bring that popularity, that adoption, you know, of BNB, you know, to a wider audience as well.
The sleeping giant or the sleeping elephant?
Yeah, maybe the sleeping elephant.
Let's talk about both of your guys' portfolio. Like, what are you guys holding on to right now? What are you guys investing in?
So I'll start with myself. You know, well, there's a very famous book, you know, called you know, Unconventional Success. That was kind of like, you know, I consider myself almost I guess like a finance student, you know, in school. You know, basically it talked about a lot about, you know, maybe picking things, you know, isn't the smartest thing, you know, and that's always how I view the market. I just you know, hold a bunch of the you know, major, you know, blue chip, you know, assets, you know, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, you know, Solana, Near, you know, I'm doing free advertisement here, but I do. I think that I look at assets that are here to stay, right? I look at you know, team and you know, company or communities that is here to stay. I look at solid, you know, fundamental, you know, technologies, right? So I would say, you know, almost equally or maybe a little bit heavier, you know, Bitcoin as well as Ethereum, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, BNB, you know, the four major blue chip ones. You know, I try to not think I'm too smart of an investor because, you know, a lot of time, a lot of hedge fund managers, you know, are not better stock picker than a old lady in Kansas City, you know.
See, for me, I'm safe. I'm safe. Listen, I'm gonna be I am the guy that is, you know, first of all, the fact that I had a whole financial team try to like steer me away from it, I was like, hey, let me at least start slow and take baby steps so that, you know, I never have food in my face. So for me, it's you know, yes, I'm in Bitcoin, I'm in Ethereum, I'm in Solana. Like I try to spread it out pretty maybe not all the way evenly, but pretty much so where it's a healthy diet, steady diet of everything. Because I think, listen, they're all doing great things, whether it's BNB, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin. They're all doing great, and they all have like, when I look at Bitcoin, I look at it as like the OG. It's the OG. It's the original. It's the rock solid. It's here to stay. It's your best bet. Obviously, for new people that want to get into the space in crypto and blockchain, a little bit more pricier, right?
Yeah.
So, but obviously, if you are able to get Bitcoin, that's how I look at Bitcoin. Ethereum, I look at it as, almost like the uncle that is
The OG.
Yeah, like the uncle's OG. Like this is like, Uncle Derek. Uncle Derek, he makes good barbecue. If I call Uncle Derek, he could pick me up from basketball practice. He's got good wisdom. He could be my dad, but he's not my dad. Someone you could definitely lean on. And then you have Solana and BNB. Like those are the ones that obviously I think for new users are definitely more reachable to get into those spaces and be a part of those communities because of where they're at. But obviously they're all everything's climbing. But I think those are two where if someone came to me today and said, hey, I get paid bi-weekly. It's like, for instance, a guy at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse where we play in Cleveland. If someone that works there says, hey, Tristan, I want to take $1,000, $2,000, and I want to, invest into to coins and tokens, what would it be? And I would say BNB and Solana. I think those are two that are on the rise, and they, they're still, they got a long way to go. And they're up and coming. They're that ninth grade prospect that you see at the AAU tournament, that's 6'7", and you're like, yo, he could be the next Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Yeah.
See, I'm a risk taker, so I need 3 meme coins right now where I can put money into it.
Okay.
And it can't be the well-known ones.
Okay, so so we got these meme coins. We got 3. All right, you give me one. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do, like I said, the Y token. It's the only token on the BNB chain. It's the elephant. Like I said, I think it's the Republican token with the elephant. So that's the first one. Second one, we'll do the Andrew Tate, because like you said, Andrew Tate is definitely great to hear about him, talk. I like what he's doing. And the third one, Dog with Hat. Shout out Ansem. We're gonna get you all here on our pod. Dog with Hat. So those are my 3. I think those are all great. I like them. Make some moolah.
Ryan.
Well, first I'll go with the, mother coin.
So you got the daddy and the mother, right?
You gotta get the daddy and mother,
Yeah, I got the daddy and the mother.
The whole crowd, I think Shiba Inu has room actually. I think it's less talked about this cycle, but it's a very solid community. And lastly, I think the Brat is interesting. On base. I think it's probably now the biggest one. On the base. Cool community.
That's amazing. I know this isn't financial advice, but if I lose my savings, I'm coming after both of y'all.
Jeez. All right, yo, come on, guys. Come on, community. Come on now. We need to rise up the charts. Come on. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, actually.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I like the mock coin. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. We got 4.
That's 4.
That's 4. That's good. You got 7 to pick from.
That's amazing. This episode was very educational. Before we end this podcast, when can the people expect the next episode or something? What's next?
At least try to do it monthly. At least get, we want to keep building this community. We want to keep educating because, so much, this world is, everything's so quick and so much is happening, especially in this crypto blockchain space. Our goal is basically to combine people from my world, which is, pop culture, people just that don't really know about the space, and combine it with Ryan's world that has the experience, that have been part of this from the early stages, that have made a phenomenal career behind it, and kind of the gurus, where that's our goal. That's our mission, is to combine 2 worlds into one. And I think this is the perfect platform to do that. And we want to educate. We want to educate, especially the youth, right? The youth is our future. And I think with them being so heavy into crypto blockchain and just technology, that's what gets them going. That's what gets their wheels turning. It's not so much as what it used to be in terms of people wanting to be, doing the construction or even sports. People are more into technology. And I think with us knowing that, We want to feed them the right information so they can give back to their communities, and that's how you grow it the right way, where people have a good taste in their mouth about it and not have this negative stigma where it's a scam or it's a rugging thing or it's no, that's not what it is. It's just, I think once you educate yourself about it and have the right people telling you and explaining to you in a way where if you understand better what the way that Ryan talks about it, that's amazing. And if you understand better when I speak about it, that's great. And that's what we're just trying to do with this platform and this show.
That's amazing.
And I think that just like I met Tristan, I think in the future on the podcast, I think we want to almost again bring two worlds together, right? Maybe I will finally got some anonymous account people show up and talk about crypto. The OG the crypto, quote unquote, crypto native folks, and maybe Tristan will bring people in the popular culture, people that is a little bit less tech but more consumer reach. And I think it's all about bridging the two worlds, right? I think good technology deserve to be spread, to be adopted by a wider and bigger audience, right? Now on the last note, I think that there is a very big anonymous culture in crypto. I think it's cool. It's fun. But I do also want to say that part of it was because over the last several years there was a almost unfair scrutiny, in my opinion, right? So that it made a lot of Americans, right? There are a lot of Americans who work in the blockchain crypto industry, right? They're afraid, they will be in some sort of trouble when they don't even know. You see, something I actually talk to my lawyer a lot is that even to the extent I sometimes worry about it as well, is that when a person have the full intention to do good, right? But you still feel maybe you be wrongly accused. In my opinion, Coinbase is a phenomenal company, and it is fundamental, and it's just so instrumental for this technology's adoption in America especially. But even Coinbase is sued by the SEC. Consensus, I think again, extremely important organization, and people at Consensus, which I'm friends with many, they're doing phenomenal work, right? Again, it's also sued, by the SEC, right? I think a lot of the anonymous culture is probably driven by that, but I think we're glad to see that there are, politically, there are more and more favorable, sort of just open and transparent, and just look at things fairly, right? So that people working in the industry, don't get scared. So we will definitely try to bring, this is my job, I will try to bring, more anon Twitter folks, onto the podcast, and have them, explain, to the world, what really blockchain is about, and it's not something hiding in the shadow. Nobody is trying to, do anything wrong, and I think that again, the anonymous culture, I think by big part is driven by the incorrect. There's no very good clarity, on some of the regulation and things, right? So that driven many people to become, anonymous. I think now is the time of global adoption, and you would always want to put, a face, to some opinion, a face, and some level of trust, right, of a person that actually telling you this, rather than just a anonymous picture.
Amazing. It was a great episode. Is there anything any of you guys would want to add before we end the show?
No more hiding. We're coming out. No more hiding. The hiding's over. We're coming out. We're coming to own this. Own it.
For sure. To everybody that's watching this video, make sure to check us out on social media. Tomo. We're on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, also Courtside Crypto. To everybody watching this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and all that. And then make sure to check out the next episode.
Appreciate it. Peace.